Has comedy changed? The things that they're doing on stage now, I wasn't hearing 20, 30 years ago in terms of the off color and that sort of thing.
The really good comics can use it to an advantage. Really bad comics use it because they have no alternative. I mean, I think if you watch Richie Pryor or any of these guys, any of the great guys, Carlin, and they use bad words, whatever you want to call it, it's actually very funny because that's not the focal point, that's not the punchline of the joke. That's somewhere on the way to the joke.
What do you think it is about some people, like Bob Newhart's a good example. He's a friend of mine, and I can walk in the room where he's just sitting at a table. He can just look up and look at you, and you just start laughing.
You know something? I love him because he's a great wordsmith. He knows most good comedy is economy of words. You try to get to the funniest place in the shortest time possible. And Bob always picked the right word for the situation. I remember he had a very obscure little joke. It's one of my favorites. I'm paraphrasing him. It's about an astronaut who has the first encounter with extraterrestrial life in outer space. And he comes back to Earth, and the newspapers are asking questions. He's got the space helmet, you know, blah, 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 blah. And one of the reporters asks, how further ahead of us are these aliens? And Bob says, about 6 weeks. You know what I mean? And it's not, and he goes, 6 weeks is perfect because 2 weeks you could catch up to. 6 months is 6 months, but 6 weeks is, it's just far enough away that we could never catch them. But you know what I'm saying? But it's just the phrase 6 weeks. I mean, isn't that funny?
Oh my God.
I mean, it's just such a funny turn to find exactly the right phrase.